Creamfields 2011, we're backstage with, I describe him as the god of Creamfields. The man who puts it all together, Mr. James Barton. Hello, sir.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm very good. Someone tells me it's your birthday today.
Yeah.
So you know what I think we should do? I'll start. Let's see how many people can join in. After three, 1, 2, 3.
No.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
No one's singing.
Happy birthday to James. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. But you haven't had that today, have you?
Interview over. Yeah.
21 again.
I wish it was 21 again.
I must say, you're looking good because not in that kind of way, obviously. But yeah, it's a massive it's a massive event that's going on. Things running smoothly so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think today has been a relatively easier day. We've had obviously some really difficult weather to deal with over the last 48 hours, but all in all, we're in as good a place as we're ever going to get when you've just been hit by a mini monsoon. So, fingers crossed. I think we've definitely. I'm just looking at the weather. I'm not. You know what? I'm not even going to predict the weather because I've spent last 48 hours, 3 days trying to figure out what way it's going to go. So, and it didn't go my way. So there's no point in me trying anymore. But yeah, look. It's been great for a lot of good reasons, and it's been tough for a lot of other reasons, you know.
Yeah. Well, let's not tempt fate. I looked at the weather forecast yesterday. It said a bit of rain yesterday afternoon, a bit of rain this afternoon. That's completely gone out the window because I'm lying in my tent earlier on, and it peed down.
Yeah, I sort of feel a little bit cheated by the Met Office at the moment, and all of those people. I might actually, I don't know, report them to like Trading Standards or something because absolutely nobody was forecasting the rain we received on Saturday. Nobody at all. And then last night at like midnight, just when we thought it'd finish, we got, I don't know, 20 minutes of like the most. I mean, I just feel so much for the punters that have, the guys out in the campsite. So it's Dunkirk stuff out there at the moment. It's they're getting on with it and they're enjoying it and they're trying to get as much out of the show as they can. So maybe it's just me that's a bit of a wimp. Actually, they're just getting on with it.
It's the spirit of the crowd that it can team down, but everyone's still out there giving it some and enjoying it.
Yeah, well, when I arrived on site this morning, we obviously have a sort of situation report every day throughout the day, and we've lost 600 people out of 50,000 people. So obviously the large majority of people have decided to see it through to the next day and make sure that they get as much out of the festival as they can. So, you know what, we've never had, Glastonbury type weather. I shouldn't, because Glastonbury's had it and dealt with it. And this has been our year. So I'm hoping that, we're good for another 5 to 10 years before we have another one. So.
Now, obviously, a huge amount of preparation goes into Creamfields. When do you more or less start planning for next year's, when this one finishes? Yeah, we used to be able, 10 years ago, we used to be able to get a month off when it starts again. Now it's just turning over all the time. So we will already be thinking about talent for next year, talking to particular acts already. Obviously, every festival gives us a whole new sort of experience, so we can then program that into next year. So it is a constant, and now I think because of the size and the scale of the festival, it's 3 days, it's 50,000 people. It does require a huge amount of planning. So yeah, it's just turning around all the time. So we will, probably get a few days to have a breather next week, and then we'll get straight into debriefing this year's show, figuring out what we want to get out of. We go on sale for next year's show this Monday. So it's a 12-month gig. Now, new additions this year has got to be Laid Back Luke and the Super You and Me tent. A few years ago, the Swedes tent weren't here, and I remember a few years ago, obviously David Guetta now moved to the main stage. Is there anyone that you have in mind that you're thinking, yeah, next year it's going to be that own arena? Any inside info, or is that kind of an after this year?
Yeah, I mean, look, we've got to get today out the way first and sort of figure that one out, but clearly, dance music is a fast evolving scene, and guys are coming through very quickly, and we'll see. We made a big decision to try and book everyone this year, which I think we sort of did 90% of everybody this year. So I don't know what we'll do next year. I've got some ideas floating around my head, and we want to deliver a big show again, and that's it.
I've got to be honest, I don't know what Ibiza are doing right now, because there must be no one in Ibiza. They're all at Creamfields. It's an incredible lineup this year.
Well, there's no punters in Ibiza this weekend, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, it feels like a really good moment for electronic music, but also for Cream and Creamfields. I mean, everything we're doing right now is doing really well. We seem to have sort of caught on the new guys before anyone else, and it's you know, whether it's Skrillex now or it's the Swedish House Mafia 8 years ago, or, you know, David Guetta. I mean, you know, my David Guetta story is brilliant. His agent phoned me up 9 years ago, I think, has said, sort of got this new artist. He's, you know, we think he's going to be great. Give him a go. You know, I booked David for £500. Yeah, his first Creamfields show, I think, was £500, and he's headlined it now for 2 years running. So don't ask me what I'm paying him this year.
That was going to be my next question.
I could see the cogs moving. So, you know, that's you know, that's what we're about. That's really what we're about. You know, that story of, you know, David Guetta, or that story of the Chemical Brothers, or that story of sort of Paul Oakenfold, or that story of the Swedish House Mafia or Tiesto. That's what we're about. You know, we come in at the right time, we spot the guys at the right time, then we work with them, we develop them, and you know, we're rewarded, if you like, every year when they come back here and play for us.
Now tonight, a big decision for me and a lot of people. The Swedes up against David Guetta.
Yeah.
Two big acts. Where will you be, or will you be switching between the two?
I'll be switching between the two. Yeah, and these are the tough calls you have to make when you're programming festivals, because both of them are as equally big, and both of them play, you know, a particular brand of dance music that will split people down the middle a bit. So, but then again, I think they've also got their core fans, and you know, the Swedes are playing in a tent. That was their request. They wanted to stay with the tent. They like it in there. It's bigger this year, and we're going to open the side so people can come round the side of it as well. So I think it'll be, but listen, there's 50,000 people here. You know, there's plenty, and as proved last night, I think between Tiesto and the Chemical Brothers, both of them had huge crowds. Excuse me, sorry. That's that gassy Budweiser. So, you know, I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be fine. The weather will play a bit of a part in that.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. Cool. Yeah. It's going to be
As you can see, I'm not buying into any weather forecasts at the moment. So, you know, it'll be. But I think as programmers, we have to sort of figure out how we manage the numbers and the festival people. And we thought in this particular scenario, it was best that those guys played up against each other.
I think it was last year or the year before, Guetta was in a 10, and it was just, it was insane. And then obviously the decision was taken to move into main stage. My question was going to be with the Swedes, but obviously they requested to be in the 10, so that's going to be interesting tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think Swedish House Mafia would have normally been on an outdoor stage at Creamfields this year, but they
didn't want to get wet.
They like the intensity, the reaction, and also I think the way their show is, they think it works better in an arena. So, but I'll try and make it happen for next year. We'll see.
The Swedes on the stage next year, maybe.
Well, I think it's a logical step for us as a festival. Whether they agree with us, we'll see. But you never know. But of course, we'll ask again. But you know, we'll ask Daft Punk to come and play next year again. But they keep saying no, we're still in the studio. So, you know, there's a top 10 of acts who we go after every year, and I think last year we had a great start. Out of the 20 people, we ask our audience. We're always talking to the audience. Who do you want? Who's coming through? And out of the top 20 last year, I think we delivered 16 acts out of the top 20, and 2 of them weren't touring. So it's like 18 out of 20. So that's what it's about.
Any plans for Deadmau5?
Well, yeah. I mean, no plans, like firm plans. Are you asking me, do we want to book him? Of course we want to book him. I mean, he's someone we work with really closely in the UK. We did a show in London, the LED show recently. He played Creamfields last year. He couldn't play Creamfields this year because he's on tour in America. Of course, we'll be speaking to those guys, you know, as soon as possible. Would we like him? Of course we would. It's an amazing show. We love him. We feel like we're part of that. We feel like we're part of his career because we're his UK promoter as well. So yeah, again, you know, we would love to have Dead Mouse here at Creamfields next year.
I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I'll let you carry on with your birthday beer. And Mr. Creamfields, James Barton, thank you for your time and thank you for an amazing gig.
Cheers, thank you very much.